Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I want to introduce my group member for assignment Graft And Charts in Hospital Lama, Alostar Kedah during pandemic COVID-19. Okay, first is Muhammad Ali Imran bin Mokhtar. Metric number is 03 DKA 20F 1107. Second is me, Abdul Hadi bin Muhammad Shukri, 03 DKA 20F 1190. Third is Muhammad Ifan Alif bin Amri. Nomor metrik is 03 DKA 20F 1111. And last, Iqbal Ashraf bin Azman. Nomor metrik 03 DKA 20F 1077.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Iqbal Ashraf bin Azman. My metric number is 03 DKA 20F1077. I'm from DKA 4A. Okay, I will present about the statistic of the patient in new case from emergency department. As you can see, the title of the graph is the one that I mentioned just now. Okay, secondly, we can see in the graph the y-axis represent the value of total patient in new case that come from emergency department. Okay, meanwhile, the z-axis represent the month of the year in 2021. Okay, next, as we can see in the graph, the total of patient is in January is 54, and it increased until March with 94 patient, which is the highest statistic in 2021. Then from April to June, the total patient decreased to 25 patient, which is the lowest statistic in that year. Then it increased suddenly in July and slowly decreased until September. Then it increased back in October and consistently increased until December, which is the total patient in December is 93 patient. Okay, that's all from me. Okay, next I will present about the statistic of patient admitted from the HSB ward. HSB is the short name for the Hospital Sultanah Bahia. Okay, in the graph, the y-axis represent the total of patient admitted from HSB ward. Meanwhile, the z-axis represent the month in year 2021, which is from January until December. Okay, next we move on to the graph. As we can see, the total of patient in January is 31. Then it declined and rise again to 39 total of patient in April. Next, in May, the statistic go down a little to 34 patient and drop sharply in June with total of 9 patient. In June, it is the lowest statistic of patient admitted from HSB ward in year 2021. Okay, in following month, it increased again with 37 patient and decreased again in August. Next, the graph consistently increased until October, which the highest patient admitted in HSB ward with total of 58 patient. Okay, lastly, the graph in November, the statistic drop to 42 total of patient, and lastly it increased slightly in December with total of patient for 43 patient. Okay, that's all from me.
Okay, for number of discharge pattern, in January, number of discharge patients were about 55 people for 1 month. Okay, it increased to 76 in February and 102 people in March and April. In May, it decreased to 62 people and reaching a low point of 29 people in June. Okay, for July, it increased to 81 people and suddenly dropped to 39 people in August, then increased slightly in September, October, and November. Then it remains steadily in December. Okay, for the
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fana. Okay, for the next part is death statistic. Okay, in January, as we can see, the chart is 4, but in February, it's bearish from 4 to 0, but in March, it's decreased from 0 to 1. But in April and May, it consistently from 1 to 3. But in June and July, it consistently from 3 to 1. But in August, it's bullish from 1 to 4. Then in September, it increased from 4 to 5. But then after in October, it's bullish from 5 to 1. And in November and December, it increased from 1 to 4. Then from December, it's consistently from.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ali Imran Mahtar and my registration number is 03 DK820F1107 and I'm from class DK8 4A. So today I'll be presenting about bed occupancy rate and average length of stay. So what is the meaning of bed occupancy rate? Bed occupancy rate is a measure of utilization of the available bed capacity in the hospital. So as we can see at the chart, the available bed capacity in January is 66, and from January to February it increased from 66 to 82. February to March it increased 82 to 98. From March to April it increased from 98 to 121, and from April to May it decreased from 121 to 98, and from May to June it dropped from 89 to 29, and from June to July it increased from 29 to 95. From July to August it increased from 95 to 109, and August to September it decreased from 109 to 90, and September to October it increased from 90 to 92, and October to November it decreased from 92 to 111, and November to December it decreased from 111 to 109. For average length of stay, what is the meaning of average length of stay is average length of stay refer to the average of days that patients spend in hospital. So you can see at the chart, for January average length of stay for January is 6 days. For February also 6 days, and March 5 days, April 5 days, May it increased to 8 days, and June 6 days. Also for the July and August will be the highest average day that patient spend in the hospital, which is 15. So for the September is average length of stay is 9 days, October is 5 days, and November 5 days, and December is 6 days. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, for conclusion, COVID-19 has put strong pressure on the national health system, which includes fatalities and mortalities in hospital as well as professional health staff as well as support staff. The addition of new variants from South Africa, the United Kingdom, and India has increased the number of new cases in Malaysia, bringing the cumulative number in the country to more than 500,000. This is very worrying, and it is feared that the Malaysian health system will become increasingly paralyzed with the addition of new cases every day. This caused the hospital to decide to change the function of the normal ward or other suitable areas in the hospital to be used as temporary ICU. Efficient support service to this health system are very important as the system operator 24 hours a day, and there should be no room for disruption to medical facilities and equipment that could be detrimental to this patient. Okay, thank you.